Welcome back to the Debatable Podcast.
Debatable.
We're your hosts, Sakar Aha.
I'm Dentut Ray.
And we're here to get ahead and give you guys the insides and outs of how we think here over in MC War, the official sport of
rap battling.
That's right.
Smack.
So yeah, man. So what we want to start with? Oh, Damon Dash versus Jay-Z. You know what I'm talking about?
That sounds crazy.
Man, yo, you know this so the auction just took place. It took place on Friday. The funny thing is, I feel like, was it Friday? I'm pretty sure. Let me look up the exact date. But you know what I'm feeling like? I'm feeling like that it was sabotaged. The whole, the state of New York felt that Jay-Z was sabotaging it, right? Then I think Vlad sabotaged it. You get what I'm talking about? This is my personal opinion, because the moment you come out, because why wouldn't somebody want to have a piece of ownership in one of the most legendary labels in history? What you think?
Yeah.
You don't think that's valuable?
I don't know exactly the ins and outs. I just feel as though that, Jay-Z didn't have to. I can't even say didn't have to. The inner politics didn't have to go so deep. I think. I think it was something that was pretty simple. Like it seemed like it was something that was pretty simple, cut and dry. Like, okay, he owns a portion and he wanted to sell the portion, and it became very difficult for him to do that.
Right, they wasn't letting him do nothing with his portion anyway. You remember when he wanted to do the NFT drops?
That's what I'm saying. It became real difficult of a portion that he owned.
Right,
it's like, I'm trying to figure out like what kind of politics.
Well, I'm thinking
stopped him from even functioning.
The operating agreement.
The operating.
Yeah,
okay,
because probably because LLCs have an operating agreement, and I was thinking we should show battle rappers and stuff like that how to open an LLC.
Facts.
Or people that maybe walk out through on a channel one of these days. We'll do that. It's real simple. And so yeah, when you have an LLC, you have what's called the operating agreement, and basically it expresses how it's ownership percentages between members. It expresses responsibilities, etc. So obviously, because remember they gave him a cease and desist or something like that,
right? That's when it popped off, like a cease and desist. I'm like, yeah. Why? Like, yeah, it's his portion,
right? Why
does he have to cease and desist with his portion? That became crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, it's a whole, so there is no his portion of like, Reasonable Doubt or the song. I mean, you can't take the song and say, well, I'm gonna put it out this way and not consult the partners. But again, that's the operating agreement. The partners have to agree to, okay, you want to manipulate the master in this respect, and people got to sign off on it. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then the
operating agreement was the punchlines. Because I didn't know that, or think that the operating agreement would be the thing that slowed everything down.
But I still, like I said, I still think the owning a piece of it, I still think that there was some value there, and then everybody tried to me, they sabotaged it. Vlad, okay, Jay-Z, okay, and then the negative media that went out, what I'm saying? Because him coming, even with the chain, right? They were trying to make fun of the chain, right? Like, if you got money and you an investor and you a collector, say you a collector more than an investor. You get what I'm talking about? Yo, who that chain, if it's an original,
Roc-A-Fella
come
chain.
on, man, it's worth having. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, they retire all these different things. You got sneakers. Then you talking about a piece of this, at least the chain got gold, diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Possibly some white gold, maybe platinum in it. Ain't no white gold in them sneakers that be selling for like $1,000, $2,000, so on and so forth. So yeah, I just feel like, they sabotaged them. And then the thing is that, you remember, the state of New York was saying that too, though. You know that, right?
What they were saying?
They said that Jay-Z sabotaged the auction. He was sabotaging the auction.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You didn't know that?
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they publicly said that.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was making those statements and it wasn't true. They were saying that it's not reverting back in 2031. Right? That's what was said. They publicly said that. And so they like, this guy's trying to sabotage it. So now, based on all the negative media that went out, it only sold for $1 million when it could have probably sold for
3 to 5.
Yeah, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and he was going for 10. You know, but now
he was going for 10.
So now the state buys it at the $1 million. Right, because
so that makes him, he's clear with the tax boys.
Yeah, but now I guess like I said, look how less, because again I think the sabotage made the interest so little. Why? Because the other bids was like 200,000, 250,000. Yeah, the other bids were low, and I'm like, how you even gonna? I mean, I thought they wasn't even gonna release it based on it had to reach a certain amount, because the man that it set up the original that the debt is owed to is $823,000. The guy that the filmmaker or whatever.
I could appreciate what you're saying, because a lot of this I didn't even know. And what happened was, I think I fell asleep on it when it became a situation where they were not allowing him to do anything.
So this was the statement that Chris Brown is the attorney. That's the name of the attorney. I know he got the same name.
I know, right?
The musician, right? So he said, the auction is over, but the work is not complete. Attorney Chris Brown said,
what does that mean?
Mr. Dash's legacy is now New York State property. I will work with New York State and New York City as the next phase of ownership of the shares. Because remember, you got who's owed. You got child support, Department of Child Support Services. I'm not sure what that prefix of, whatever acronym is in New York, right? It's different in different states.
Right.
Then you have taxes, and they said that he's like the 17th most owed tax owner in New York City.
17?
Yeah, number 17 of all people that owe taxes to the state of New York.
He's number 17.
Yeah, he's number 17.
That's crazy.
And then you got Chris Brown representing the guy that had the judgment for the director Josh Weber, right? Who's owed the $823,000, right?
Okay.
So now this was the line that I was telling you about the other day, right? So this was the line. Okay. So now check this out. Okay, so now further, Jay-Z has issued widely publicized statements warning potential bidders that copyright ownership will revert back to him in 2031.
What does that mean, though?
I mean, and basically, in your agreements, I mean, I think it was Congress had passed a law that said, because, all of the, the artists that used to get raped, they passed a law that after 30 years,
right,
that your publishing rights revert back to you as an artist, okay, right? So that should be across the board, right? So, but 2031, that means, what was it, 1991? I don't know. I don't understand it. And it might be more than 30 years. I think it's like 37 or something like that. So don't quote me. I'll look it up and let you guys know, right? So, so they go on to say, so this is what the city wrote in a letter to All Hip Hop, right? AllHipHop.com, right? So, or they wrote a letter and AllHipHop.com obtained that letter. So those statements are false and extremely damaging to the city's interest in ensuring that the auction will generate sufficient funds to satisfy all existing child support arrearages and secure future child support payments. Now, we're not even talking about the taxes. We're not even talking about Josh Weber's, right? So this is what, and that's why I'm like, how can you, I don't know. I was like, I hope the hate between them are not that strong, because $1 million, if it went for $1 million and then, Jay could have put the $1 million up.
Right.
I mean, isn't it Kareem Burks could have put the $1 million up, so it's like, why not? So it's like, he can't get no money. But I was thinking about it like this too, because, Jay-Z is kind of big on like letting the past be the past and like moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, like when you hear him talk, that's kind of like how he addresses the situation.
Right.
He's like, like that's like a past life thing. I'm not really trying to go back. And so maybe the sale of those shares, it being relinquished is like, what? I don't really want to have nothing to do with that past life, and you got people that think like that, know? So I can't say that there's anything wrong with that. Now, that's if that's the thinking. I just hope it's not like, no matter what, I don't want this guy to get money, because, people always quoting the 48 laws of power, destroying destroying your enemy and stuff like that. But I'm like, y'all wasn't really enemies. And then like, I don't see how Damon Dash surviving could really destroy your legacy, as Jay-Z and all the things that you have accomplished.
I think some serious things happened between them two guys. It must have. The unsaids. I think, Aaliyah is one, because he's made note that once upon a time, Jay-Z, both of them was going after her at the same time.
Got it.
And I guess Dame won. He got her. You know, and then I think the whole thing with R. Kelly. So by the time Dame got her, you know, you making a song with R. Kelly, and she was a victim to R. Kelly. So that kind of create wedges. And then Cameron came as the president while he was away, and then Lear Cohen was in his head. It's just like, and then, you know, Dame was making enemies.
Right.
Dame was making enemies by being a protector of his business.
Right.
Along the way, based on you know third party watching and just watching the different things that I saw. It's like he was controlling and protecting his brand.
Yeah, definitely.
And
definitely trying not to get played by, by the establishment.
But because of that,
them being, you know, minorities, African Americans in a business that's ran by Caucasians.
Exactly.
They were like, he was, you know, trying, like, yo, I'm not hearing it, I'm not having it, I'm not letting nobody play us.
Right.
That was his mindset. His video footage of him saying that.
Right. So he became a hard person to work with, and because of that, you know, he burnt a lot of bridges, and in burning those bridges, you know, it's making it very hard for him to get to a place right now. Because as an individual trying to get to it, you know, with American New, shouts out to American New, you know what I mean? Definitely keep doing your thing, Dame. It's like, you know,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the channel's growing, so I mean, he got something. He just needs. I think
it's an interesting story for the culture, because you saw him at his top when he was up, and now you're seeing him go through his, you know, he's on his 1-2. He's ducking, he's bobbing, and he's weaving, and he's doing what he got to do in order to get back up. But then you see how, you know, he's not getting a helping hand. You know, no one's really giving him a shot. Like, you know, I think he put Kevin Hart on, insofar as giving Kevin Hart an opportunity.
Right.
He's put a lot of people down. Kanye, and I think Kanye, you know, definitely looks out. I guess however he can. But, you know, he looked out for Kanye. A lot of people he looked out for. Like I said the last time, when Beans was going through his situation, he was there at every court.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
And then the thing about it is, Cam, to this day, he just got interviewed, or they just did a thing on him on Complex, and they was asking about Jay-Z, and he was like, I think we good. You know what I'm talking about? So for you to... That's what he said. He was mentioning a couple of things in the article and stuff like that. But the point is, if you gotta think, you know, so obviously there was something with that too, right? We all know that, you know, there was an issue when Jay-Z came back and dude was vice president of the company, right? You know, whatever. Everybody knows that situation. So yeah, but now this is what the line that Den Tut and I were talking about yesterday that was like very interesting. We were like, look, so because the attorney for Dame Dash was surprised that Jay-Z didn't show up at the auction. He's like, all that you did before, you didn't show up at the auction. So, you know, so he said, I think it's surprising to see Mr. Carter here bidding, to not see Mr. Carter here bidding on a 1/3 interest. Now he has the government involved in his affairs.
That's an ill statement.
So, you know,
that's an ill statement.
I wonder what kind of access they have. I wonder. But this guy's so calculated, Jay-Z. I can't see him not factoring the possibility of the state buying interest, and so I don't think it should be an issue. But when I said it to Den Tut, my thing was like, man, I don't want. That line right there. Now he has the government involved in his affairs. Nah,
what does that mean?
I don't want
that.
Like, my man. Like they co-owners, so that means could they audit? Could they audit the books?
Audit what books?
What you mean? It's revenue coming in from the previous content that they created, the products, the intellectual property that Roc-A-Fella owns. So now, basically, so they could definitely do an audit on what's been made, right? Or at least during the time that they own it. Like, I don't see why not. You own 1/3. You could call up the IRS, an accountant, a CPA, and say, hey, I want to review the books.
For what?
I want to see where all the revenue is coming from. I want to see where why not? I want to see where all the revenue is coming from. You have that opportunity to do that as an owner. What are you talking about? Like, that's, why not? Like, you know, I was just thinking about that the other day because I was looking at, you know, people like 50 Cent. You know, he got so many different streams of income. He got so many different YouTube channels. You know, there's a YouTube channel. There's G Unit. You heard? G Unit channel. There's, of course, there's a 50 Cent channel. So I'm like, man, how does he, you know, manage, you know, because them channels, like the G Unit channel, it was one thing. I think it was My Buddy. You remember that song, My Buddy, right? That song, so that I think it had like 15 million views. I'm like, yo, that's generating YouTube ad revenue. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, I wonder how he's monitoring all those little, you know what I'm talking about? All those things or whatever. So the point is, yes, they got a right to audit the books to see I don't know how far they can go back. I don't know if they can do that, but there should be, you know, minutes. There should be some sort of records that they have access to. Whatever records there are now, of course, they could have probably destroyed any records or whatever, but whatever records exist, and I mean filings and stuff like that, whatever records exist, the state has 1/3 right to access those records.
I just hope the state don't try to diddy him.
That's
man.
Bank accounts. Yo, that could get, whoa, couldn't that get ugly? Like,
I just hope they don't try to diddy him, man. Because for me, you know, throughout the hoopla and everything else, I think, you know, Diddy was saying a lot of stuff that was not reckless, but he was letting those people amongst him know, like, we got bread. It's time to get a political party.
Right.
It's
right.
time. It's time to, you know what I mean, get ready for this establishment. It's time. It's changing. We got money. We need to be able to protect our own. We need to protect our people.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And those type of words coming from, you know, African in America, it becomes a thing like, okay, what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? And then he had the whole thing with Diageo. You know,
exactly.
He broke it down on Earn Your Leisure. You know, it wasn't giving him his fair share of opportunity,
right?
To the point
after he built up that brand,
you know what I mean? To the point where when he went out there to the field, to the farm,
right?
To where the actual agave plants are grown, he didn't have no plants there. So it was like a saboteur type move. So it was like, you know what? Listen, let's just go to the courts and then figure it out. But in doing that, these guys are such, like, you know, they so high on the totem pole.
Facts.
When it comes to all of this type of stuff.
Facts.
They were able to create, you know, a smear campaign.
Right.
Which brought out, you know, stuff that took place that's documented, and that was able to establish, you know, a case. You know what I mean? Because who knows? They might have got with the husband of his ex girlfriend,
right? And
told him, "Yo, this is the play,
right?
You get this now,
right? And
you get this after you get her,
right?
To play ball,
right?
Yeah, but you take this right now,
man.
But if
all
she play ball,
right?
I mean, get this.
Even if they had to do that, they might have just had to send a private investigator. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, go dig up dirt, because I think they got with him because he was the trainer. He was the professional. He was training her. He was in their family. He broke them up. He was the one that came through and took her from Diddy. You follow what I'm saying? Got it.
And so
I didn't even know that.
So for him to what is it called? To be approached by an anonymous person with a bag, and saying that all you got to do is do X, Y, and get your wife to do X, or your girlfriend,
right,
to do X, Y, and Z. It was very, very easy.
Right. Nah, facts. I'm thinking, in addition to that, private investigator. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yo, go dig up dirt, because I think that's how they do it in politics.
Go on your trash can.
Yeah, I'm thinking they hire investigators.
Go on your
because
trash can.
all of us, you know how it be. All of a sudden, there's a break-in,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Files get missing, computers get missing. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's how they do it a lot of times.
That's crazy.
Man, they hire those investigators, and before you know it, they in your business, they in your files, they in your laptops, and they in your cellular devices. You see how important those cellular devices are? You see, was it like, Doug, everybody be talking about that, like they get arrested and then their cellular devices get held for like another 6 months to a year, something crazy like that. So
it's going through.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. But so Murda Mook is battling Arsonal. Yo, let me tell you something. That card is like, you know, one, I never heard of Mount Clemens, Michigan ever in my life. I'm gonna be honest. So I was like, yo, listen, they about to do their numbers. You know what I'm talking about? Right. And the card, I'm pretty interested in this card because, you know, the brand around it, it's not a smack. You get what I'm talking about? Uh-huh. It's not it's not King of the Dot. It's called BMBL, and the card is official. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. Arsonal versus Murda Mook, Calicoe versus Swamp, Qleen versus T-Rex, Marv Won versus Tay Rock,
crazy.
Ill Will versus Bill Collector, X Factor versus New Jersey Twerk, A Ward versus J2, and Bailey Lee versus Coffee Brown. That's official, bro. And what I like about it, I'm gonna be honest, because it's so far out, and I'm sure, I guess the Midwest cast, I don't know what Mount Clemens is like to the Midwest, because I haven't frequented the Midwest like that. You know, I've been to like Indianapolis, I've been to like, you know, Chicago, a couple places, but you know, that might be one of them cities that's easy to get ahead and get access to. But I do know this much: the pay-per-view gonna do numbers, right?
It's gonna do numbers.
That Arsonal and Murda Mook been waiting for forever.
Whoever's in that particular area that the fans, I could see it being packed out crazy. Like, you know, whoever's in that remote area, the square mile radius, I could see it again.
Oh yeah, you saying
like
that too?
20,000.
You made me see that too. 10,000 people?
Like, yeah, something crazy.
Nah, ain't gonna be no 10,000 people. It might be like about 1,000.
I could see it being 5,000.
5,000 people.
I could see it being crazy. I could see it being crazy.
Those are the New York numbers.
It's like, yeah, like, New York, you're bringing something for fanatics, right? You're bringing something for fanatics that never comes. So they're gonna be coming from everywhere. You know what I mean? This to be a part of the situation. It's like when they did the battle with MTV in New York that one time.
Yeah, but see,
and you saw remember how crazy that was?
When MTV did they MC battle in 2003. It had to be 10,000 rappers out there, man.
Crazy.
It had to be 10,000 rappers out there. I don't think y'all understand. It had to be 10,000 rappers out there.
And they came from everywhere.
Listen, it was a sea of rappers. We brought a bus of rappers up from Georgia.
Right.
We brought Nestle. Was Nestle with us? I think so.
Yeah, Nestle.
We brought Issues.
Issues. Yeah.
You know, we brought We brought a bus of rappers up there. Had a rapper. We had CF from Jersey City. Cass is just battling in the crowd like it was crazy. Where all them MCs at right now? Is that's 21 years? They all washed up or what? Because who the new generation is not producing like that, right? It's not producing.
It's not that type of talent. You know what I mean? Not that type of talent. And I think that's, you know, given allowing, you know, the older veterans to continue to do what they doing. Like, did you just see what the new thing with Dre and Snoop Dogg, like that new song they got?
Oh yeah.
It's like they're aging with like wine, like fine wine. You know what I'm saying? So
because they able to fill a pocket. They like, look, it's no lyricism. Snoop is more lyrical on that record. You know, Denset is referencing, I guess, what they just got interviewed on Drink Champs, right? I was able to, you know, they premiered a song. I heard a bit of it while we were talking, and what I noticed, it was definitely sounding more lyrical than what Snoop normally does, like that whole line about being shotgun if something pops off, something like that, right? But the point is that it's a void. There's a void right now for that type of lyricism and content, and I don't think it exists like it used to be, because there's nothing there to, you know, what's that thing called? Like, give life to it, you know, cultivate it. There's nothing there to cultivate it. You know, before there was a lot to cultivate it. You know, it was just like, it was the competitiveness about hip hop being around each other. Oh, I wanted to touch on this, and you know, real quick. And I know we're on the Arsonal versus Murda Mook situation, but remember we I you know, wound up going down. You know how you be on YouTube and all of a sudden you go down these wormholes or whatever. So I went down the Busta Rhymes wormhole, him and the leaders of the new school, and what blew my mind is that the leaders of the new school was explaining that Busta know all four elements. Busta,
that's crazy.
Because at the time, and the way that it was, because I think it was an interview with Dingo D. It was an interview with one of the label representatives. I don't know what label they was on with leaders of the new school, but I know that this guy was there too. What's his name? Chris Lighty. Chris,
Okay.
yeah, Chris,
Rest in peace, man.
yeah, rest in peace. Chris Lighty was a very strong part of him going solo, because when they was having problems with the album, I guess the second album they did wasn't that good, so the label sent them back like, yo, go re-record it. You know what I'm talking about? And then when it came back, it still wasn't all that good. They wasn't getting good reviews from the streets and stuff like that. So they were like, look, let's go ahead and so they were like, yo, and the group was breaking up. They broke up live on MTV, bro.
What?
Yeah, live on MTV.
I don't remember that.
Me either, but there's footage. If you go online right now, bro, it's footage of it, man. Yeah, man. Wow. Like I said, I went through the whole wormhole and on the MTV footage, because I guess they was talking and Busta was talking about whatever, but all of a sudden Charlie Brown was like, yeah, I'm going solo. Either which way,
there.
Yeah,
crazy.
On the
and I ain't never heard nothing from Charlie by himself.
I mean,
never.
Yeah, I haven't either. But either which way, the point was, everybody was recognizing that Busta could break dance, he could b-boy, he could MC, he could DJ, he could do graffiti, and he could make beats. So this dude had all four elements.
That's
plus
crazy.
So my point is that that doesn't really exist anymore. So to have not in America, you know what I'm saying? So to have MCs that's nice like that coming out, like, like I said, for there to be 10,000 rappers at an MTV MC battle in 2003, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's possible in 2024.
I get your point. I just feel like, when it comes to battle rap, there is definitely a tribe there, and I think you got a lot of enthusiasts. So the card that you just put together is like watching them. It's like watching one of the movies where all the good actors are in the movie.
Right.
And every particular actor got a fan base. So every fan base that lives there, that been following this thing, is gonna want to come through. That was just my point, and it's gonna do numbers. So shouts out to them guys. Shouts out to whoever's doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's B. Let me read it again. It's it looked like it's a BMBL or something like that. It says BM. Is that an M? Yeah, it looks like BMBL. Yeah, Winter Madness. Yeah, shouts out to them. It's on versetracker.com if you want to go ahead and
shouts out to Verse Tracker, man. Y'all stay tuned on Verse Tracker. They got a lot going on over there.
Facts. And then so I'm looking over here at the stats. I was thinking about the, so look, so now, even though, so you see how little viewed, total views of Murda Mook
got 21 million.
Yeah, but that's wait till I show you the other one, right? But what's important is the average views per battle. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So every time Murda Mook steps up, he's gonna average 1.3.
No, but that's crazy. He only battled 16 times?
16 times.
In his entire career?
16 times. So that means,
crazy.
Of course, the Cassidy thing, right? Cass was battling off camera too, I'm sure.
Right.
And maybe not 5,000 times like a Cassidy, but I'm sure he did some off camera battles. Mm-hmm. But yeah, bro, that average is pretty serious, bro. 1.3 million every time you get up in front of the mic. But now check your boy out, then, son. So Arsonal,
he's battled 81 times.
Yo,
108 mil.
Yo, 108 million total views, bro. 108 million total views.
That's interesting.
That's 108 million total views.
That's interesting.
Now that's crazy. That's different.
Wow.
But now this the thing though. So I was about to say quality versus quantity, but you can't say that because he averages more views per battle than Mook, and Mook got less battles. 1.3 million. 1,344,000.
1.3.
And they both 1.3.
Okay.
But
the fact is the more battles. Arsonal got 81 battles. So that's 16, 32.
4 times?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's madness. And then he still averages more views than Mook. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. I was assuming that the average per battle was gonna be higher on Mook's side. But it is what it is, though.
I rock with both of them. We rock with both of them. You know what I'm saying? Those are guys.
But you know what's the bag that Murda Mook is charging per battle? You know what I'm talking about? You know, it's pretty hefty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
His bag is heavy.
It's pretty hefty. You know what I'm talking about?
Arsenal's too, man.
Yeah,
guys,
it is.
Man.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is. But 81 of them? Woo! 81. Okay, so if he did 81 at what? Average 10,000?
I mean, yo, look
that's
at
810,000.
But I'm saying, look at his studio, man. He got an incredible studio in Florida.
He do, and a nice house. He did, he did the Arsonal cribs.
Nah, I didn't know that.
On YouTube.
I didn't know that. But my point is,
on his channel,
certain cats do what they supposed to do with their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, facts.
And certain cats don't. You know
facts.
What I'm saying?
Nah, that's 100%.
It shows.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yo, so check this out, man. So they saying that that there's script of the Jake Paul Mike Tyson battle, bro.
I mean, not only I don't know about the script, right? Yeah, and that's crazy.
Yeah,
the fact that you say there's a script, script exists.
Yeah, round 1,
but how about this?
Round 2, because it's one thing
they look at Tyson's training, and mind you, I was disgusted. I have not looked at the fight.
Right.
I saw some, you can't help but to see, highlights or. You thumbing and you seeing, what you see on Instagram, whatever the case is. But the way your man was eyeing Mike was moving, you're like, all right, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's a come up for Jake. You know what I'm saying? It was his whole show. He put it. He was a performer, part of the show. You know what I mean? And now that you say there's a script, it's just like that was all a part of the show. Like, look, Mike, we ain't really gonna do this thing right here. Here go take 20
right
to get in the ring with me, make me look good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hit you. You know what I'm saying? If I do hit you, it ain't gonna be nothing serious. Please don't hit me because I don't want you to put me in a situation that's really serious. You know what I mean? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a great come up. You know what I mean? For 20. I mean, he's always going to be the best to do it. The arena that they were in,
yo, that
60,000 people.
Crazy.
That's like a football game.
Crazy. Never seen nothing like that,
a football game soccer or a football game United States football. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy.
Never seen nothing like that, bro. But yeah, so they saying it's a script that got leaked, but they debating or, debatable. They debate whether or not that's legitimate or not, So ultimately, according to the author of the story.
But I think the public feel the same, man. Yeah. I think the public feel the same. Like it wasn't something that you would normally see, like a Javante Taylor or your man Wilder,
Gervonta Davis,
Gervonta Davis, and Wilder's he's the Taylor. Deontay Taylor.
No, Deontay Wilder and Gervonta Davis.
Hey, yo, when y'all see me, don't try to put your hands up. You know what I mean?
Nah.
I got my jailhouse rock, but I'm just saying I don't want no smoke. It's my fault with the name thing.
Nah, it's all good, man. Come on, man. But they it's tricks to memorizing people's names, man. Somebody was putting me on to that because like the moment that you have somebody's name memorized, as soon as you see him, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, you could do stuff like, related. You ask them something personally about them, you know what I mean?
I don't know where the Taylor came from because the Taylor just kept on sticking out.
You don't know these people.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Let me make sure that too, because now we done said the name so many damn times. Yeah, it's Deontay Wilder. Yeah, Dontay.
And I felt like that would have been a better fit of a fight. Why? Because those are some young guys.
Or what about the Tyson Fury guy? The guy that beat Gervonta, come on, he's a white guy. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Why? Yeah, but I think Tyson Fury said something too about it. He made a statement about it too, So, but yeah, either which way, man. Man, that's it, man. But look out. Oh, did you want to go into the battle that we talking about, man? We one of the battles that we look in the book that we looking at their verse track and seeing the views and stuff. You want to go into that now? You want to go into that on the next episode?
I will go to the next episode, okay. But shouts out to New Jersey Twerk. You know
shouts out to New Jersey Twerk.
You putting work in, you know what I'm saying? That was a great battle with you and Mook. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, keep doing your thing, man.
That was Mook or Tay Rock?
That was Mook.
Okay, crazy. Okay.
That was Mook.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Mook. I mean, he had the crowd going. He had the spin-off on Wendy Williams, Lady Liberty. Wrap him up. He did his thing. Man. Shouts out to New Jersey Twerk, man.
Yeah, crazy. Okay. Okay. All right. I just wanted to check.
I was right?
Yeah. All right, man. We out, man. Debatable.